You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Tuesday the 27th of May, 2025. It is 68 days after the spring equinox. It is 24 days before the summer solstice. By the Hebrew calendar, the month of Sivan begins tonight at sunset. By the Islamic calendar, the month of Dhul Hijjah likewise begins at sunset. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 8th day of Prairial, the day of the Martagon, the Martagon lily. The sun rises today at 5:29 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:53 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:31 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:51 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:30 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute 25 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 1% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Monday, the 2nd of June. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the early morning, low tide, 4:56 a.m., minus 6 centimeters. Near midday, high tide, 11:13 a.m., 1 meter 62. In the afternoon, low tide, 4:57 p.m., 12 centimeters. At night, high tide, 11:27 p.m., 1 meter 98. In our shared realm of plants and animals, overheard the other day in front of Chateau Le Wolf. A woman is sitting with her dog outside the cafe. A sparrow lands close to the pooch, who lunges for it, almost catching it with bared teeth. The woman pulls hard on the leash and says to the dog, "No, birds are our friends." Commemorations. On this day in 1679, the English Parliament passed the Habeas Corpus Act. It formalized and expanded the crucial right of habeas corpus, ensuring that the government could not arbitrarily detain or imprison a person without providing justification under the laws. Habeas corpus remains one of our most precious rights. Annals of the Great Cities. On this day in 1703, Tsar Peter the Great founded his new Russian capital in St. Petersburg. Facing the Baltic Sea at the mouth of the river Neva, it was meant to be an outward-looking, cosmopolitan capital for his empire. Peter imported European engineers, architects, and planners to realize his vision. On this day in 1930, the Chrysler Building on Lexington Avenue opened its doors. For just 11 months, the Art Deco icon was the tallest building in the world. If you look high up, you can see giant reproductions of the winged Chrysler car radiator caps at the corners of the tower on the 31st floor. The building even has its own zip code, 10174. On this day in 1963, Jomo Kenyatta was elected the first Prime Minister of Kenya. The election took place just before Kenyan independence. In 1964, he would assume the role of president when Kenya became a republic. He would rule the nation until 1978. He was one of the key African leaders who steered the continent out of colonial rule. He has been referred to by the Swahili honorific Mzee, meaning grand old man. Today we honor Rachel Carson, born this day in 1907. The author of Silent Spring, she was a key figure in the environmentalist movement that arose in the 1960s and 70s. She trained as a biologist, and during the Great Depression, she took work with the U.S. Bureau of Fisheries. Her first books, Under the Sea Wind, The Sea Around Us, and The Edge of the Sea, would become bestsellers. But it was Silent Spring that ensured her historical reputation. It examined the devastating effects of DDT on the ecosystem. She eventually rejected the term pesticide, preferring the term biocide, as these chemicals kill far more than their intended targets. Remember with gratitude Rachel Carson on this day. And that is the Observatory, Tuesday the 27th of May, 2025.